Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and I wanted to do a review of the new movie Battle Los Angeles, which came out this past weekend, and it's an alien invasion film. Now, the alien invasion genre is one of those things that can go bad very easily, like a movie like Plan 9 from Outer Space, or it can produce a movie that's classic and iconic, like 1953's The War of the Worlds, for example. In the middle, you have sort of this graveyard of movies of varying levels of potential, some of which that lived up to it and others that were disappointing. You've got movies like Signs, Independence Day, the miniseries V, the 2005 remake of War of the Worlds. All of those movies had potential. Some of them lived up to it, some of them didn't, to varying degrees. When the dust settles, I think Battle Los Angeles is going to be one of those films in that graveyard between bad and classic. It had a lot of potential. It just didn't quite live up to that potential, but I'll get to that in a minute. The movie revolves around this platoon of Marines in 2011 Los Angeles. I believe it takes place in what's supposed to be the summer of 2011. And what's happened is these meteors have started hitting Earth along the coastlines of all the major countries of the world. And it turns out that these meteors are actually carrying alien troops, basically, which are intent on taking over the world because of our water supply, because of the unique properties found within the water on the planet. The movie centers around this particular group of Marines that are charged with finding civilians in one part of Los Angeles, and it follows what they find, what they encounter, and what they fight on the streets of LA. The plot itself is not very original. The characters are not particularly original. The execution of the film is not particularly original. However, even though this movie is very derivative, it's essentially a war movie with a science fiction backdrop, and it has all the cliches inherent in a sort of mediocre war film. The action sequences are well done, so well done that it kind of tips the scale for this movie to the enjoyable in spite of itself factor. When the movie was over, I said to the friends that I went to see the movie with, I said, this movie is sort of like District 9 meets Call of Duty. And I kind of want to refine that comment a little bit, because it's like District 9 meets Call of Duty, but filmed like Cloverfield. There's a lot of the shaky cam action going on here. And you see a lot of shots through the scopes of the rifles of the Marines. The movie was directed by Jonathan Liebsman, who probably is not a household name to most people. He directed Darkness Falls, a movie called The Killing Room, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. I haven't seen any of those films. I know just based on critical response alone, none of those films are particularly that good. The movie was written by Christopher Bertolini, and this is his first feature film. I think it's the relative inexperience of both of these particular positions that are what fails this film. The direction is good, but mostly for the action sequences. The aspects of the film that involve character development or interpersonal relations, those really only in the cheesy or by the numbers category, and that's what drags the film down overall. Got a good cast. Aaron Eckhart plays Staff Sergeant Nance, who is by and large the leader of this platoon of soldiers, even though technically he is not. He's taking orders from a lieutenant. There are a lot of guys in this film playing the soldiers. I didn't recognize any of their names. Feel free to look them up on IMDb to find out who they all are. Also in this film is Michelle Rodriguez, who at this point in her career seems to be pigeonholed into the we need a tough Latin American chick to don some battle armor. It's almost getting to be kind of a joke when she shows up, when you need that tough hard-edged woman, you get Michelle Rodriguez. She played the same character in Avatar. It's very similar to the police woman she played in Lost. I don't know. I almost laughed when she came on the screen. Bridget Moynahan is in this film, although she's not in it for an incredibly long period of time. She does what she can with her role as a veterinarian, one of the civilians that the Marines are in charge of rescuing. The special effects in this movie are really top-notch. I'm not sure who is responsible for the special effects work in the film, but whoever they are, they really need to be commended. The CGI in this movie is great, and if you know me and you've watched my reviews, I don't particularly like CGI unless it's done in a way that's seamless, that you can't tell you're looking at computer graphics. This is one of the examples I would give of CGI done right. The effects work in this movie is fantastic. And I think one of the things that the movie does really well with the action scenes along with the special effects is conveying that confusion that these soldiers have to be feeling while they're fighting something that's completely unknown to them. I think that's the thing that this movie does better than anything else, is conveying that intensity, that confusion of being in combat with something that you have no idea how to fight. That's probably the highest compliment I can give Battle Los Angeles. Other than that, it's really just a war movie with a sci-fi backdrop that falls into pretty much every pitfall that it can when it comes to making a mediocre war movie. And that's really all I can say about Battle Los Angeles. It doesn't live up to the potential. I had high hopes for this film really being a great alien invasion movie. Just doesn't quite get there. So I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10. Definitely wait for it to show up on home video before plunking down any money to see it. So there you go. There's my review of Battle Los Angeles. As always, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Definitely stick around for more reviews coming up soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.